YouTube. Welcome to another episode of Ahead of the Game podcast. Another instant reaction episode. Just got done watching the Bills and the Ravens. Very good game. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that noti button. Road to 100 subs. I love your guys' comments. I love talking to you guys. It's the best season of the year, isn't it? But let's get right into it. The biggest takeaway from this game is both teams are very good. Both teams are going to score points, and both these quarterbacks are going to lead the way for both of their teams. Let's start off with the Bills. Offensively, the Bills are going to go as far as Josh Allen takes them, and I think everybody knows that. The better he plays, the farther they're going to go, and I think everybody knows that. And I think now they're going to put the ball in his hands a lot more than they did last year. Last year, they took the ball out of his hands because he was a little bit, he was everywhere with the ball. He always turned the ball over in crucial situations. But watching this game, I think now it's time that they're going to put the ball in his hands, in 17's hands. And they're going to say, lead us, take us to where we need to go. And the thing about the Bills are, they don't have that, they don't have a legitimate superstar on that offensive side of the ball except for Josh Allen. And there's a difference between superstars and good players. And, they have Keon Coleman, they have Khalil Shakir, they have James Cook. They have these guys that are good, right? They're very good. Josh Allen is the superstar. So on the offensive side of the ball, Josh Allen has to play like a superstar to make these good players play like superstars. Like tonight, Keon Coleman went crazy. He went off. And I think that's Josh Allen having confidence in his guy, and Keon Coleman. And everybody knows what Khalil Shakir can do. He's a consistent slot receiver for him. And James Cook, he's a consistent running back. And I think the further or the better that Josh Allen plays, the better or the farther they're going to go. To be honest with you, the biggest weakness for the Bills is their defense. The Bills got lucky tonight. Let's just call it what it is. They got lucky tonight, and we're gonna talk about the Ravens because that last quarter was a piss poor showing from the Ravens. But we're gonna stick on the Bills. Their defense is in trouble. They legitimately, and I don't know if it's Derrick Henry. I don't know if it's just because the Ravens have a hell of a run game, but the Bills couldn't stop the run to save their life. And again, I don't know if it's Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is a Hall of Fame running back. I don't know if it's just the Derrick Henry effect, the Lamar Jackson effect, or if this is what's going to happen going forward. But the Bills have a problem on defense, and their biggest problem is they can't stop anything. I mean, I could say Derrick Henry, but Zay Flowers went off too. You know what I mean? So they're playing a lot of backup guys. I get that. And they're depending on these guys, but you play who you play. And I don't know if this is their core defense. I know they're missing, I believe they're missing a couple of DBs back there, a couple corners, but these are the guys that you have to play for now. And that's a big problem. They just let, Derrick Henry run wild. They let Zay Flowers run wild. And that's the biggest question mark on the Bills right now is their defense. And the biggest thing for the Bills is you can't rely on 40 points a game to win. You can't. It's just, I get this is an offensive league. I get you got Josh Allen, but Josh Allen can have one of those games. 150 passing yards, a touchdown. You know what I mean? He could have one of those games. Then what? But Josh Allen is going to lead this team. The better he plays, the farther they're going to go. But the biggest question on the Bills is their defense right now. And it's been that way for a while, ever since, they let go of, I believe Jordan Poyer and I forgot the other safety's name and these other guys that they had. It's been a big question mark. Is their defense good enough to get them to where they where they want to go is the Super Bowl? Speaking on the Ravens, this is the fucking problem with the Ravens. They are so good. Like, it's not even funny. They're up 40-25 in the fourth quarter. They are so fucking good that it pisses me off that they lose games like this. And I'm not even a Ravens fan, but it's like how much, like, how long is it gonna be before you just keep losing like this? Like, they dominated this game completely. They should have ran away with this game, but the Ravens have a problem of getting too lackadaisical, and their effort goes down from the beginning of the game to when they're up 15 possessions. Their effort goes down, and they think that they got the game won. That's the fucking problem. You can tell they're playing 15 yards off. They're not trying to let a touchdown go down. They're backpedaling. They're giving up stuff right in their face. And we can blame the Derrick Henry fumble, but the Ravens should have won this game. It shouldn't even been this close. But again, they get too overly confident. They get too lackadaisical. The effort goes down from the beginning of the game to the end of the game. They don't play a full football game, and that's been their problem year after year after year in the playoffs. And Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, they're going to lead this team. Zay Flowers is going to lead this team. Offensive line is good enough to lead this team. But the biggest question mark, just like the Bills' biggest question mark is their defense, the Ravens' biggest question mark is can they finish, and can they sustain the level of play from the beginning of the game to the end of the game? Because there's no way they should have lost this game. There is no way. And my biggest thing is, in the NFL, everybody says this is an offensive league. This is a quarterback's league. You do not punt the ball up to, ever. I get you're playing the field position, but you have the MVP on the other side of the field waiting to get the ball back, and you punt the ball to him, and you have 3 timeouts. It's 4th and 2. They cannot stop Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson, and you don't go for it. That was the play of the game. That Derrick Henry fumble wasn't the play of the game. The failed or the missed PAT wasn't the play of the game. The play of the game was them punting the ball up to back to Josh Allen with three timeouts, when you could go for it and still have the same result that you had in the first place by losing my field goal. Why punt? Go for it. They can't stop you. They have not shown that they could stop you all game, and you give them the game. That's the problem with the Ravens. Every year, so this is what I'm afraid of. I believe everybody wants to see Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson win a Super Bowl, right? I'm afraid they'll get there and they'll lose, and that'll be it. They'll finally get past Mahomes. They'll finally get past whatever they got to get past, and they'll lose, and that'll be it for them. Just getting there. And that's that. And the biggest question is, you get to the Super Bowl, your defense has to play. Your defense for the Bills, your defense has to step up in the Super Bowl. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You will get blown out in the Super Bowl if you don't have a legitimate defense. For the Ravens, if you don't play from the start of the game to the end of the game, you will lose the game. If you play the game how you always play, you will lose the game. If you're blowing the team out and you just get lackadaisical, we got the game won, there's no way they're going to score 15 points in the last 3 minutes of the game, you'll lose the game. That's my biggest worry, is if these two teams, they'll either meet each other or they'll meet Mahomes and the Chiefs. They'll beat whoever they got to beat, make it to the Super Bowl, and lose. And then that'll be it, I believe. But my biggest takeaway from this game is the Bills and Josh Allen are gonna have to outscore people, and Josh Allen's gonna have to be a superhero this year, because their defense isn't good enough to get continuous stops on good teams. And for the Ravens and Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, I'm not even gonna blame this game on them because they put up 40 points, but the defense and the offense, you guys got to continue to play until the clock is all zeros. You can't just get lackadaisical. We got the game won. You can see when one thing that I noticed when the camera pans on the guys on the sidelines, whose face looks the same or whose mentality is the same from the start to the finish. You can see guys on the Ravens sideline like, we good. Ain't no way. You can see it. You can see it. You can see them mouthing it. They're talking to the other players. They're, you know what I mean? They didn't finish. They didn't play a complete football game, and they lost by 1 point. You know what I mean? These are two legitimate Super Bowl contenders, and they both have question marks. And for the Bills, they got lucky. Let's just be honest. They got lucky. And for the Ravens, execution was down the stretch was piss poor. And for coaching, that was a terrible coaching mistake. You don't punt the ball up two with a minute and something left, and you have 3 timeouts. Why not just go for it? They can't stop you anyway. They would have been so focused on Derrick Henry, you could have probably ran a read option. They could not stop you, but you punt the ball back to Josh Allen, the MVP. He drives down the field, kicks the field goal, and walks you off. And that last drive, way too fucking easy. I don't know what defense that was. Play back and don't give up the touchdown when they need a field goal. That was way too easy. No pressure. Everybody play back like they're up 4. They're up 2. Again, biggest takeaways from this game. Bills defense is a question mark, and Ravens execution down the stretch is going to be not even execution. They're focused down the stretch. They're focused for the whole football game. Let's just put it like that, because they've done this before. They've been up big and they've lost. But again, hell of a game. I get a little riled up, but you guys gotta get a little fired up. Get a little fired up. My bad. I get a little fired up talking about football. But I respect both of these teams. Hell of a football game. This one was a classic. You know what I mean? It came down to the wire. This is just the beginning of the season. So it's gonna be a good season. You know what I mean? But a hell of a game. Love these two teams when they come to battle. And yeah, this is my instant reaction, my takeaways from the game and both teams, and hell of a game, like I said. Appreciate you guys listening. On the next one.